Are you ready?
The situation comedy has been a staple of American entertainment for over 50 years. Today we enjoy such television shows as Gilmore Girls, Friends, Everybody Loves Raymond, and Seinfeld. However, there's a rich history to the sitcom that is defined by specific few classics over the years. Perhaps the most significant of these is the iconic I Love Lucy. This is a show that has been held dear in the hearts of millions of Americans for over 50 years, and it all began with just one woman. That woman was Lucille Ball, America's Lucy. Through the birth of Lucille Ball, a chain of events was triggered that led to America's most memorable sitcom and further to the modern-day situation comedy. Lucille Ball lived a very interesting life that began on August 6, 1911 in a small town in New York. At a very young age, her father passed away and her mother moved back in with her parents. Lucille, her brother Freddie, and her cousin Cleo were all raised basically by their grandparents. She remembers in her memoir, Love Lucy, that the three had very imaginative antics and were known for their imaginations. She always had a dream to go into show business, and at the age of 15, she was sent to the John Murray Anderson Robert Milton Dramatic School in New York City. However, her professor told her that she had no talent and would never make it in show business. Instead, they focused on Betty Davis, who was their star pupil and later became a movie star. However, Lucille didn't let that get to her, and she attempted to break into modeling. She dyed her dark brown hair platinum blonde and modeled for Hattie Carnegie, who was a trailblazer in fashion at that time. It was her modeling that got her noticed by Hollywood people, and she was sent out to Hollywood to be a showgirl in the film Ziegfeld Follies. She was a showgirl in many other films as well, and then further to small roles, and then later became the queen of B films, which are the lesser known, not as high quality, but still pretty good movies. However, it was not overnight success. It was a very stressful and difficult time in her life, except it all ended when she met Desi Arnaz. She met him on the set of Too Many Girls, which is a film they both starred in together, and they fell madly in love. Within just a few months, they eloped and had a whirlwind romance. The two had a difficult marriage, but they were bound together by one dream, and that dream was to perform together. They really wanted to be on a television show together and to portray an American couple. They approached CBS about the idea, and they weren't too fond of it because Desi was Cuban. They felt they didn't represent the average American couple. And so they decided to take their show on the road, literally. They created a vaudeville act and traveled all over America, and it was a hit. CBS reconsidered, and I Love Lucy was born. The Arnazes decided to buy the rights to I Love Lucy so they could have complete control over their television show. But what made I Love Lucy so popular? How was it the most popular show within just one season? And what gave it some of the highest ratings in television history? And it really did have some of the highest ratings in television history. Time magazine reported that the average rating of an episode of I Love Lucy had a 67.3. That means 67.3% of televisions in America were tuned in to I Love Lucy, which is enormous. And really what gave it such connections to the viewers was the chemistry and talent of the cast. Alongside Desi and Lucy were Vivian Vance and William Frawley. They all had immense amounts of talent and great comedic timing. There was comedy such as slapstick and racial slurs due to the fact that Desi was Cuban, but it was very funny and well done. The reality of the marriage between Desi and Lucy was very intriguing for the American public, as they loved to see a real-life romance on screen weekly. I Love Lucy totally changed the entertainment industry when Lucille Ball became the first pregnant woman to ever appear on television. Up until that time, it had never been done. And as she was pregnant in real life, they gave her character also pregnancy, and little Ricky, the fictional character, was born on an episode the same day that Desi Arnaz Jr., the real-life child, was born. One last thing that made I Love Lucy so interesting to the American public was the ever-changing locations of the show. They were shown in New York City, Florida, California, and even all the way in Europe, which gave the audiences a chance to travel all over the world for just 30 minutes. Now that we've established how popular I Love Lucy was in its time, I feel we should discuss what lasting effects it's had today. First of all, Lucille Ball paved the way for following comedians. That would be a female comedian. Today you can turn on TV and you see plenty of funny women. However, back in the time it wasn't so popular. Carol Burnett in particular, who was a following comedian, credits Lucille Ball for paving the way for her. Desi Arnaz was the executive producer of I Love Lucy, and he totally renovated how TV was filmed. He created the multi-camera method of filming a show. He would take 2 or 3 cameras and film the same take at one time, and so that way they often only had to take one take of a scene to get many shots. Today, when you turn on your favorite sitcom, you still might be able to hear Desi Arnaz's laughter. And how is that? The laughter recorded in I Love Lucy is still used in laugh tracks today, which is pretty cool. And lastly, I Love Lucy set down the basics of the sitcom, particularly with marital drama and schemes to fix problems, which is what Lucy Ricardo, the character, was definitely known for. As we have seen, Lucille Ball lived a highly eventful life, from her imaginative childhood to the pursuit of her dream. When she reached the peak of her career as the star of I Love Lucy, Lucille changed the entertainment world. She opened the door for topics shown on public television, for the growth of women in comedy, and most importantly, the essence of the modern-day sitcom. With the assistance of her husband and co-stars, the sitcom did indeed become a great source of laughter in American homes, which still continues today. Whether the American public realizes it or not, everybody really does love it.